Hello everyone, welcome along. This week I am talking to you about colour and meaning in colour, and you may notice that I am sporting my rainbow jumper today. I also have rainbow earrings on, if you can see those, and you'll notice in the corner just here slightly behind me are my chickens that I have hanging up, and you might have noticed those in previous videos as well, my lovely colourful chickens. So needless to say, I do like a bit of colour, although you might not necessarily know that from my really dark navy blue wall behind me, but actually I do really love colour. And you may or may not be surprised to know that there are lots of meanings in colour. So different colours can mean different things and have different significance. So I just wanted to share with you a few colours and their significance. You might be choosing the colour scheme for your ceremony. And actually, it doesn't matter what ceremony you're planning. You know, when you say colour scheme, quite often you kind of think of weddings and those types of ceremonies. But actually, you might be thinking about a colour scheme for a naming ceremony, for a renewal of vows ceremony, a commitment ceremony, anything else as well. And actually, traditionally, we don't really think about colour schemes for memorials, funerals, acknowledging loss ceremonies, those types of things. But actually, you still can. There's no reason why you can't pick specific colours that you want to have incorporated in your ceremony in some way. And I'll talk about how you might want to incorporate the colours in a minute. So let's start with some colours. Are you ready? So let's go with red first. Red is probably a colour that's traditionally associated with romance and love, because hey, at Valentine's you get, you know, red roses, and Valentine's cards are always in red, and the heart is always represented with a red colour. So yeah, indeed, red does signify love, and it also means, I'm looking down here at my notes because as usual I don't want to miss telling you anything about these things. So love absolutely is something that symbolises red. Red also encapsulates fertility, courage, health, vigour and passion. So that could be passion as in romantic passion, it could be passion that you have for your job or your hobby or something that you do, or a particular cause. So red is quite often associated as quite a passionate, bold colour. And actually, traditionally in China, red is a lucky colour, and indeed brides traditionally wear red wedding dresses because red is deemed to be lucky. So, you know, in the UK we tend to have the traditional white wedding dress, and obviously white has its own connotations and meanings. Somewhere like China, red is the traditional colour. So we've got red. Let's have a little bit of green now. Now, green and red you probably wouldn't put together, but green, similarly to red, has the significance of fertility. So green can represent fertility and that side of things. It also symbolises luck, prosperity, nurturing, beauty, health, and also love. So actually red and green have got a couple of similarities there. Green and red have both known for fertility and love, so they're two interesting choice colours that you could have. But I think green also reminds me of the earth and sustainability and the environment. So, you know, green might be something you want to incorporate if you're you know, interested in that side of things as well. So red and green. Let's have a look what else I've got on my list. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball here and go with black. Okay, so black you probably wouldn't associate with a couple or family ceremony. Black traditionally is worn at funerals and is a colour of mourning, but actually the significance of black is about strength and empowerment. It's also about wisdom and pure love. So actually, if you wanted to do something really alternative for your ceremony, your wedding ceremony, commitment ceremony, renewal of vows, black could be the way to go. So there's a bit of black in there for you. And white, let's talk about white, the complete opposite of black. And white, as I just said, is a traditional colour in the UK for wedding dresses. So white signifies spiritual purity and truth, peace, serenity, devotion and clean beginnings. So it's white is definitely associated with a very pure and clean scenario. And that is traditionally why in the UK we have white wedding dresses, because it was all to do with symbolising the bride's purity and virginity. And so, yeah, that's why we have white wedding dresses in the UK. But you don't have to have white. There's nothing to say that you have to have white at all. You could have whatever colour you want. And in fact, when I got married, I had a gold wedding dress, and gold is actually based around unity, longevity, prosperity and strength. And actually gold is something that might go with brown. Now brown's another little curveball I'm going to throw in here, because again, anecdotally I would say brown is probably not a popular choice. I'm sure people do choose it, but I don't think they think colour schemes and go, aha, I'm going to have brown. But brown symbolises healing, skills and talent, nurturing, the home and earth. So of course at the moment in the UK we're in the autumn, it's November, so there's lots of browns out there in the environment, in the trees and on the ground, with all the foliage and things turning and dying off and preparing itself for winter. So brown could be a colour that you want to go for, maybe because of the time of year that you're having your ceremony, and brown ties in quite nicely. But actually, in all of these colours that I'm talking about, there's different shades and a spectrum of colours within that one overarching colour. So it could be that you choose a particular shade. And as I said, things like gold would go quite nicely with brown. Also the green that I mentioned, depending on the shades that you pick, they could all really complement each other really nicely. And so the last colour that I wanted to mention to you is silver. You might associate silver with a silver wedding anniversary, which is when you've been married for 25 years. That's traditionally known as your silver wedding anniversary. But the colour silver symbolises creativity, inspiration and vision and protection. So actually I think silver could be quite a good colour to have incorporated into most types of ceremonies, even something like a memorial or a funeral, where you might be choosing a colour that symbolises the person who has passed. So if that person was creative, inspiring and had vision, maybe silver is something that you would like to incorporate into that. So I've talked about a few of the different colours there. Obviously there's lots of colours around. And also I should just mention, which I didn't before, green, if you're into chakras and all that kind of thing, green is actually the colour that symbolises the heart chakra. So again, kind of tying into that, that love and romance theme. So I talked about colours, and so just a brief word on how you might incorporate those colours into your ceremony. So we've talked about general colour schemes, but you could also incorporate it into your dress if you're getting married, or any type of ceremony. You're going to probably be wearing a special outfit, whether that's a wedding dress or a suit, or a special outfit of some description because of the celebration that you're having. So it could be in dresses, it could be as part of the decoration, it could also be as part of something like hand fasting. So you might choose to do the symbolic action of hand fasting in your couple ceremony, and where you have various different coloured ribbons. Now you can have as little or as many ribbons as you like, or cords, to do a hand fasting. So it might be that you choose particular colours based on the meanings that I've just suggested to you, to really lend extra meaning and significance to that hand fasting. It could also be used, different colours could be used in things like sand ceremonies and water ceremonies. If you've seen me talking about symbolic actions, or you're signed up to my newsletter, you will have seen and heard and seen me talking about that, where you can use different colours in those types of actions in a ceremony, again to really lend more significance and meaning to that. So colour, you can do loads of things with. You can really have some fun with it. You can really make it your own. And as a celebrant, I would be talking about colour if there was something that you had chosen specifically for its meaning and its symbolism, or because it meant something to you particularly, then I would definitely be incorporating that into any ceremony that I wrote for you. So that's all I wanted to say and share with you about colour today. Don't switch off just yet, because I want to tell you that you can find out more about my ceremonies on www.theauthenticcelebrant.co.uk. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and you can also sign up to my newsletter just by signing up on the sign up page again on the website. So thank you for listening to this little session, and I will see you again next week. See you soon.